Good morning, girls. In the last class, we talked about the occupations, trade, and arts and crafts of the ancient Egyptians. Today, we'll be discussing about the architecture of the ancient Egyptian civilization. Architecture. The Egyptians built beautiful temples with pillared halls. So the ancient Egyptians, they were very good at architecture and they built many beautiful temples which had pillared halls. Pillared halls means halls which had many pillars which were supported by pillars. The most famous of these temples is the great temple of Abu Simbel, dedicated to the sun god, and the temple at Karnak. The Egyptians, they built many temples, and among these temples, the two most important, most famous ones were the great temple of Abu Simbel, which was dedicated to the sun god, and also the temple of Karnak. Now this temple, the temple of Karnak, it is located on the banks of the river Nile. They decorated their temples with massive columns and huge statues. So these temples, they were decorated with massive columns. Columns means they're huge pillars which are used to support any huge structure. So these temples, they were decorated with huge pillars and also with huge statues. Now here below you can see a picture of the temple of Abu Simbel. This is the temple of Abu Simbel. They also built large pyramids to bury their dead. So apart from temples, the Egyptians, they built pyramids. They had built pyramids in order to bury their dead. The pyramids were the tombs containing the mummies of Egyptian monarchs along with all kinds of precious goods. Now these pyramids, they were tombs, they were burial tombs where the mummies of Egyptian kings and queens were buried. Now mummies means, it means the body of a human. So when a person is dead, the internal organs are removed, and this body where the internal organs are removed, this body, it is preserved by wrapping it in a bandage. So this wrapped body is known as mummy. So these mummies, they were buried in the pyramids, and along with these mummies, several kinds of precious goods were also buried. The pyramids were huge structures made of blocks of stone. So these pyramids, they were very huge in size, and they were made of huge blocks of stone. They were decorated with paintings depicting humans, animals, and birds. And these pyramids, they were decorated with paintings of humans, animals, and birds. The architectural and engineering skills of the Egyptians can be still seen from the 30 large pyramids and a number of small ones which exist even today. So these pyramids, they were constructed long back, but even today, some of these pyramids, they exist even today. There are about 30 large pyramids and some small pyramids which exist even today. And from these pyramids, from the pyramids that exist now, we can understand the architectural and engineering skills of the ancient Egyptians. The most famous pyramid is the Great Pyramid at Giza near Cairo. It is one of the 7 wonders of the world. So there are many pyramids, and among those pyramids, the most important, the most famous one is the Great Pyramid at Giza, and it is one of the 7 wonders of the world, and it's located in Cairo. Now Cairo, it is a capital city in Egypt. It was built by the pharaoh Cheops. Khufu of the Old Kingdom around 2650 BCE. So this great pyramid, which is located at Cairo, it was built by an Egyptian king, pharaoh, whose name was Cheops, and he belonged to the Old Kingdom. This imposing structure was built by 3 lakh men who worked for 20 years. And this pyramid, it was so huge that around 3 lakh men, they had to work for 20 years to build this huge pyramid. The paintings on the walls of the pyramids are a great source of information about the Egyptians. The paintings depict hunting scenes, religious ceremonies, wars and battles, kings and queens, and features of everyday living. And on the walls of these pyramids, there were paintings. These paintings, they gave information on everything about the Egyptians, on their daily living matters. They had these paintings, they depicted. Depict means to show or to describe. They showed hunting scenes, their religious ceremonies, wars and battles, about their kings and queens, and also the details of their everyday living. You can see the picture of the Great Pyramid of Giza. This is a Great Pyramid, and it is one of the 7 wonders of the world. Another remarkable example of Egyptian architecture is the Sphinx. So, apart from temples and pyramids, the other major important example of the Egyptian architecture is the Sphinx. The Sphinx is a mythological figure with head of a man and the body of a lion. So this Sphinx, it is a mythological figure. Mythological figure means anything that is related to myth, that is any traditional stories or tales. So this Sphinx, it is a mythological figure, and it has the head of a man and the body of a lion. So the head is like the head of a man and the body is like the body of a lion. Sphinx is a sculpture carved out of a single stone. This Sphinx, it is made out of a single stone. Now below on this page, you can see the picture of a Sphinx. You can see this is a Sphinx. And here, this whole structure, it is made up of a single stone. You can see this head, it is like the head of a man, and the body is like the body of a lion. So this Sphinx, it is another example which shows that the ancient Egyptians, they had great architectural and engineering skills. So today we learnt about the architecture of the ancient Egyptian civilization. We learnt about the temples, the temple of Abu Simbel and temple at Karnak, and also we learnt about pyramids, the famous pyramid, the Great Pyramid at Giza, and also about the Sphinx. So that's all for today, girls. Thank you.